It's World Environment Day, and this year's theme shines a spotlight on plastic pollution. And that's a growing crisis threatening all forms of life on Earth. In this report, our correspondent Esther Mokbariola highlights the efforts of one environmental activist who is taking bold steps to tackle the problem one action at a time.
Plastic pollution has reached alarming levels, threatening ecosystems and endangering marine life. On this World Environment Day, individuals, communities and organizations are joining forces to address this growing concern.
In communities around the world, some activists are raising awareness about the harmful effects of plastic waste and inspiring others to adopt more environmentally friendly practices. One of such activists is Doyinshola Ogunye, founder of a recycling scheme that empowers women and youth through the collection, aggregation and recycling of plastic waste. Her buyback program not only combats plastic pollution, but also provides economic opportunities for the participants.
We see value in plastic, and we've been able to send that signal of the value proposition we've seen in plastic to women that don't even understand that. So that way, we've been able to say, give us your plastic, we'll give you a monetary value for it. We are creating a system where you can earn from plastic and get other people, on your downline you can buy from as well. So what we've tried to do with Reswaye is to create a holistic system where you are not only seeing the value of plastic, but the environment is being better. Women and youth are being empowered as well.
In the meantime, governments too are taking action to address plastic pollution. Many have implemented policies
That's where to go now.
Moreover, activists are calling for stricter regulations on plastic production and disposal. They emphasize the need to limit the escalating impact of plastic pollution on our environment.
Well, government needs to insist that the various business enterprises invest far more in tackling this plastic pollution, especially those enterprises that are responsible for using plastic, selling their products. We can't continue this way. That there has to be a change of attitude in terms of fighting the plastic pollution. It can really start to break down a lot of the life forms that we have in our biosphere.
World Environment Day serves as a platform to showcase success stories and inspire further action. It urges individuals, businesses and governments to reassess their consumption patterns, adopt sustainable solutions and contribute to the global fight against plastic pollution. Esther Mokbariola, TVC News, Lagos.
Now, for more on the World Environment Day, General Secretary Advisory Board, International Solid Waste Association, Dr. Femi Kirin joins me on the news. Good to have you join us, Dr. Femi.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So I wanted to start off the conversation with our own immediate challenge here before we move to plastic pollutions, which is the challenge in Mokwa, the flood there. I wanted to get your reaction. One of the ministers recently said that it is as a result of human activity and not the surge of River Niger.
Sorry, please come again.
I was going to get your reaction to the flood in Mokwa as well as we talk about the World Environment Day.
Okay. Now, talking about the flood in Mokwa as regards the World Environment Day, we will understand the fact that one of the major things that cause flood is because water don't have the appropriate way to be able to pass through. And so when you don't create a path for water, water will create a path for itself. And when water decides to take a path for itself, it will actually be devastating. And one of the major causes of flooding or blockages is because of plastic waste, which are not biodegradable. And so that contributed anthropogenically in blocking and creating so many challenges when it comes to waterways.
So you have already started touching on the theme for this year, which is beat plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is now a planetary crisis. I've seen clips upon clips of microplastics found at the very deepest part of the ocean. I wanted to ask you how well we are doing in terms of tackling the challenge in Nigeria.
Okay, fine. You could possibly see at my background that there are heaps of plastic waste, actually currently in the city of Uyo. And of course, you just imagine that all of this volume of plastic waste that you are seeing behind me, I mean, it ends up in the water bodies. You just imagine the kind of havoc it will have created. And so, just like in Uyo and many other parts of this country, that the effort that is taken to ensure that this is mitigated is to ensure that this plastic are actually harvested for money. And so when it is harvested to give people value, it does not only give them value, but then it also helps solve the problem of ending plastic pollution. So,
and I wanted to ask, because I know Lagos State government took a step recently to ban single-use plastics. But for a lot of people, one of the things they talk about is the job loss when you begin to want to transit from single-use plastics. How do we make that transition to a more environmental friendly packaging?
Okay, very well. When we are talking about job loss, you also talk about job creation too. Because when one way is not closed, another one is not open. It's just for us to actually be able to see the opportunity in the new normal that is created. Like we have said, yes, as much as we said that those, steps have been taken in phases. But then now that it has not been taken in phases, it is important that we now begin to now see what can be done. The single-use plastic that have been banned, we still have them all over the place. Those that have been used, the ways that have been generated. So what then can we convert it to? So as much as it has created a job loss, it is also another opportunity for some sort of job creation. It's also sit back and ensure that we harness the opportunities that are in the new procedure. And of course, they are enormous. We are not taking away from the fact that it is not only job loss for those who are collecting it, but even for the investor, as I said in my recent interview with your station. But then there are other things that will also be done. There are other opportunities that will be catch on where we cannot change the narratives.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Dr. Femi Kiri, who is the General Secretary Advisory Board, International Solid Waste Association. He's been speaking with us on the World Environment Day and how Nigeria can transit from